Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. This your girl Rhonda, the light, as well as your messenger, coming on here to encourage you. Let me say some things to you. You can run, you can hide, but let me say this to you. You cannot run from you. At some point, you're going to have to face that person in the mirror. At some point, you're going to have to get the necessary healing. At some point, you're going to have to take that time and literally hear the God in you that's telling you to go ahead and face whatever that you have went through in your past, the things that you've struggled with. Face it, go ahead. At some point, you're going to have to go ahead and slay that enemy inner you. At some point, even you don't have to, but let me just say this to you. At some point, it's getting a little toasty out here. At some point, you're going to have to face you. You could go all over town, you could travel all over the world, and you can say, oh, this is refreshing. But when it all boils back down, when it all said and done, you can go, you can stay high, you can keep putting that alcohol in your system, you can keep going from person to person, trying to medicate that enemy inner you. You can keep running from yourself. You can try anyway, keep running. But eventually, you're going to have to settle down and face reality, which is you. Then once you sit down and you face reality, which is you and get you a mirror and look at all of your issues versus the issues that you see in everybody else. A lot of times we always see demons in everybody else, but what about the enemy inner you? What about that spirit that's been laying dormant in you, that what you don't see? We quick to see everybody but ourselves. But when you get to yourself, God will allow you to really look at you. And at some point, you're going to come to the reality. You're going to wake up and soon say, you know what? This wasn't even about them. This was about me. Yeah, did it happen? Yeah, but it was still a mirror. It was a mirror for me to look at, for me to wake up out of sleep and to change the way that I was thinking, the way I was doing things. God have a way of mirror neurals in you back to you. So at some point, when you get to the point where you stop running and settle down in your spirit, you get a chance. You say, oh yeah, I've been by myself and I've been doing. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You still been doing your little sneaky, okay? I'll be back. It's time for you to look at yourself and stop looking at everybody else. At some point, you're gonna stop linking up with all your little girlfriends, and they miserable, they are bitter, and y'all get around and have y'all bitter conversations, and you get around a bunch of men. You are bitter. You have your bitter conversations, and you think that's healing. No, it's not. It's bondage. So you know, I've seen women do this. Like literally, they get together and they just male bash, and the men do the same thing. And I tell the women in our group, we don't do that here. That's not welcome. I tell the men the same thing. If you're not coming together to uplift and build each other, then we're not doing that. Okay. First of all, you got to take a look at yourself to see where you was erring at. Don't say, well, yeah, I made a mistake for being with you. No. God allowed it. He allowed you to look at yourself through that person, whether it was you not loving yourself, you not taking care of yourself, or whatever. I'm only talking through experience. I'm not talking about something somebody else said or something somebody else told me. I'm telling you Rhonda's experiences, okay? Stop looking at, well, you know, they didn't do this and they didn't do that, and, you know, they did this and they did that. I used to get so mad at my ex. I'd be like, you know, this person is so selfish, and that's all that person do is think about themselves and da-da-da-da. Don't get me wrong, you know, it's things that people do. Yes, it's wrong. It's wrong in two left shoes, but at the same time, why are you dealing with it? Why are you putting up with it? Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to get you to see and understand. Why do we do what we do and then blame the other person for being who they are? If that person is known to tell lies all the time, and they was doing that since the day you met them, if they was sneaky, if they was manipulative the day that you met them, and you decide that you want to stay on in there anyway, whether it's friends or whether it's whether it was friends or whatever it was, relationship. It don't have to always be a relationship. It can just be anything, and you stuck in there with it. It says a lot about yourself. Okay, so you can't put it all on that person. At some point, you're gonna have to go ahead and get with you and see what's in you that's broken, that needs to be repaired. Okay, so stop running from you. Being to myself for quite some time now have caused me to really take an examination of Rhonda and to see where I dropped the ball, the places where I allowed things that shouldn't have never been in the first place, you know. So when you get that time and you stop running, you know, then you just stop running, okay? Never good to judge anybody. You know, it's just not. It's not good because everybody have their own season of things that they grow through. And one thing my son and my daughters would never be able to tell you is that their mother would talk bad about, you know, all women, all men, because I haven't met all women and all men. You know, even, you know, with people that you are friends with or whatever, you might have met a set of friends and they this way, that way, and they showing you the same thing that a relationship is showing you. Maybe you tolerate things that you shouldn't, and you know they just mirroring you back to yourself, that you say that, oh, I love me, I'm gonna take care of me, and you're really not. So more times we get mad at people, but they're really showing us some things about ourselves. And I said I would not coerce and talk to my daughters and my sons and make them feel like everybody is the same, and you know, don't trust anybody, and you know, this, that, and the third. You got to allow people that opportunity, a chance to make a mistake. Like you made many mistakes, you know. We've all have made a mistake. The Bible said we've all fallen short. You know, we've all done something that is not pleasing to God. That's why Paul said he died daily, which means he repent daily, because he knows sometimes even in the thoughts could be wrong. So it's not good. And if you have I'm a type of mother that, you know, I have all of my children, all three of my children. They are grown, literally. They're in their 40s. Okay, so even before then, when they're with their mate, or you know, when they married and they doing this and that, I don't go to their house and tell them what to do in their house, or try to tell them this, that, and the third about their mate. You know, you need to do this and do that. Now, if they come to me for advice, that's another thing, okay? And I still be careful with that. But by the same token, some of you women, some of you men, you need to stay out of your children's home, telling them what they should and shouldn't do. And some of you women, some of you men need to stop listening to your bitter mama or your bitter daddy, because they are bitter. You see what I'm saying? And you got some that's giving you some good advice. Now you take that good advice. You eat the meat and throw away the bones. But at the same time, stop telling your children, stop putting a bad taste in their mouth, because you want your sons and daughters to be, you know, to love and be loved. You want them to have the things that you didn't have. You want them to be, you know, happy. So stop putting your bitter spirit, your bitter venom in them, and let them live their life like you lived yours, whichever way it was, okay? Just with my children, if they are in error, or if they mishandle someone and I know it and I see it, I'm going to check that, you see, and vice versa. But at the same time, never judge someone else's relationship because your relationship was bad, or because you're a person, you may have been single your whole life, or every person that you've been with, it's been some type of error, or it's been a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Stop putting your life in your children's life. You just tell them what you went through, and you let them know, just because I went through that and because I suffered through that, don't mean that's going to be your life. Your life is going to be prosperous. You're going to be happy. You're going to prosper and be in excellent health, even as your soul prospers. You know, stop giving them those bitter talks. Stop talking bad about their mom and their dad. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that. That's not good. You know, no matter what my children's father did, I was married to him, okay? I had 3 children with him, so what that tell you, okay? So I wasn't gonna badmouth them about him, talk to them about him like that. As they get older and they ask questions, of course I would explain, you know, why this didn't work or why this didn't work. Then, you know, but my kids, they was I mean, grown before they knew anything, any type of abuse or anything that I had experienced. They, you know, and my oldest daughter, she knew because she was there, okay? But at the same time, stop allowing people to live their life through you, okay? I don't care who it is or what it is. You're not, whatever mistakes you made, don't keep reminding me of, you know, of my life. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead because my experience is my experience, and we all have to grow through something. But don't give your bitterness to your children or to your grandchildren or to, you know, you tell them what you've been through. And if you see something that they may need some help with, of course, that's your job to let them know when you see a snake ahead. That's your job, okay? But don't do bitter talks until you get healed. Until you get healed and you well off enough to talk to them, then you let them know, hey, I was there, I was here, and just pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. That's all. There's, you know, pay attention, but don't rule it out, okay? So those ways that you know that some people have with that bitterness that you just spew it everywhere. You just it shows. You drink bitter coffee, you drink bitter soda, everything is bitter. So it's time to get healed. It's okay to be bitter for a while, but it's healing time. It's healing time. Can you say that? It's healing. Just like you enjoy the sun, go ahead. The rain is going to come too. Just like you enjoy when the weather is peaceful like it is now. When the storm comes, you got to know. Right now it's cloudy, okay? Something may be coming and may not. It just may be a cloudy day. You may have a cloudy time in your life. And don't allow people to judge you because you're cloudy there, because today it may be raining a little bit in your life. Don't you judge yourself, because sometimes we could be our own worst enemy. You know, you're trying to prove to everybody that you're in a place that you're not. I'm not going to try to prove to anybody where I am in life, okay? My life shows for itself. My life, my fruit on my tree, on my trees, is evidence that I have lived out a lot of things. And it's in the past, it was times where I didn't pass certain tests, you know? It was times, and that it showed then too. But let me say this, don't judge your whole life based on what you went through in your past, because your future looks much, much greater. You may have been in an abusive relationship, you may have been in a friendship to where it was all kind of chaotic. You may have been in an organization, a ministry that was all chaotic. But the sun is about to shine in your life, and embrace that. A lot of you sabotage good friendships and good relationships because of something that happened to you a long time ago. You know, but you know, you in and you out mentally, and it's because of you taking yourself through challenges that you don't have to. So go ahead, enjoy the sun. And then when the rain comes, enjoy that too, because it have to rain at some point in time for things to grow, okay? So allow it to rain. And let me say this to you. There may be some flies around you. I had a fly a few minutes ago while I was doing my live, and the fly was just flying. I'm like, I'm still going to keep doing my live. I'm not going to stop my live because a fly is around, okay? And you may have some flies in your life that keep buzzing around you, that keep, you know, trying to distract you. But keep going. It doesn't matter. Flies are going to come. The rain is going to come. The sun is going to come. The storm is going to come. But keep it moving. You got this. Just keep it moving.